What's happening, YouTube? It's your boy J-Lo. Same outfit, different video. Today's video is going to be about infamous spongy clutch. So, this goes for anything Infiniti, G35, really any vehicle whatsoever, but more specifically, this is tailored towards the 350Zs and the Infiniti G35s. So the problem that I am personally experiencing is when you push the clutch down, it has a little bit of pull and leeway to it right before it actually engages, and I don't like that. I would like for it to be firm up top. That way when I press it, it goes all the way down and it's able to come back up with no hesitation, no lag whatsoever. Also, if you are having issues with your clutch and this doesn't fix it, I'm going to go ahead and address that now in this part of the video. You need to check your slave and master cylinder. You also would need to bleed the system, so I would recommend replacing both of those in concert. If you're going to replace one, just go ahead and replace the other, get the headache out the way, and then bleeding the system, you make sure that you get all the air possible out the system. If y'all want a video on that, I can show you how to do that too. But this video right here is more specifically tailored towards the spongy clutch, that issue that I'm having right here. So without further ado, let's get into the video. To give you a more in-depth look, this is what I'm referring to. So I can take my finger right here and press the clutch down and it'll stay. The clutch itself still hasn't fully disengaged when you do this. So over time, it can wear your clutch if you don't address the problem. But this is more specifically what I'm talking about. If you can do that and if your clutch does that, this video is specifically made for you. So for this video, all you're really gonna need is a 12mm wrench. You may need a pair of needle nose pliers, and in theory that should be able to get it done, but in my instance the previous owners kind of swapped around a few things, so I'm just gonna use extra tools. But all you really need is just that 12mm. I also found that it's easier if you go ahead and take off the fuse panel cover and the dead pedal right here, which are over here. This is what they look like. If you go ahead and take those, it makes the process of actually making that adjustment a lot easier. So without further ado, let's move forward. So if you're experiencing this problem, this is just a more in-depth look of what the problem is. You got this hose right here that's connected to this reservoir, and that runs to your master cylinder. So the problem that you're having is there's a nut on there that adjusts the position of the clutch, and that's on the opposite side of the firewall. I'm going to show you guys how to do it, but just explaining what the problem is, that fork is slightly positioned off to where it's giving your clutch that amount of play before it actually engages. So let's move inside so I can show you how to get rid of that. So if you guys look up here, in you guys' car, in theory, there should be a bolt that runs through and there should be a pin. You should use the needle nose to pull the pin out, and then the bolt itself will slide out. Whoever had the car previously, in my situation, put a nut and a bolt through it. So I will go ahead and take that off, and then we'll get moving forward with the next part. So now that I have that removed, this is your clutch pedal right here, and I'm going to put the camera under so you guys can see right here. That is the bolt that I'm talking about. You're going to want to loosen that, and once you loosen it, you may want to go like maybe one turn, 1.5 turn, and then you're going to put the pin back through, and that should in theory fix your problem. So I'm going to go ahead and do that to show you guys that I did fix the problem. You don't want to go any more than 4 or 5 threads if you count backwards on the bolt to adjust it, but in theory it's the same process to put it back together, and that should fix your problem. In my case, it didn't fix my problem, and it's because of the hardware that they used. So I will be taking a trip to pull apart to get the right equipment to do that. So hopefully for y'all, that fixed you guys' problem. It didn't fix mine, so I'm gonna come back, fix that, and maybe even the problem that I'm having is what some of you have. So if that's the case, you feel me, just stay tuned for this next video when I actually go to pull apart and get all that stuff figured out. It's your boy J-Lo signing off. Peace.